I know, you know it's bad when I'm filming shit like this. Look at the fender's falling off. Film it. Because I'm sick of being in there and it feels it's like something to do. My pants are falling off.
This is The Used, and this song's called The Taste of Ink.
I just like went swimming out in this lake and it was really weird, and I got to this spot where it's really cold, and like it sounds really weird, but like I got all lightheaded and like I don't know, like I just got this weird feeling, and like I just sort of like felt like I like made it.
Can you even hear me standing with your spotlight on me? Not enough to feed the hungry. I'm tired and I fell for a while now in this sea of lonely. Taste of ink is getting old. It's 4 o'clock in the f***ing morning. Each day gets more every night. The last station.
Seems like whenever there's a band, there's a story.
I was 19 years old, walking around the mall, hardly any friends, looking for something to do, and this guy named Joel comes up to me and asks me if I ever wanted to try singing for a band. And I was like, I'm a bass player, actually, but you know what? I might as well do it. I got nothing else to do, you know what I mean? And Brandon, our drummer, was actually playing drums for that band at the time, too.
And we met him, and he had, like, dreadlocks down to his ass, and he was just kind of this, like, hippie kid that got along with everyone. And then that was when we hooked up with Quinn also. He was so young at the time. I think he was only like 15 years old or something.
Here we are, I'm singing, our friend Joel's playing bass, Quinn's playing guitar, and Brandon's playing drums, and it just still wasn't rocking. It was the vocal stuff, it just wasn't right. I was like, you know what, I'd rather be playing bass.
So we wrote the first song together with Jeff Beck on bass.
We wrote Maybe Memories, all the music to it, and we were like trying out singers with it.
And everyone was really fucking horrible.
We went through about 50 singers trying to find someone, and we would hang a microphone over the clothesline in the closet of Jeff's house, and we would have singers come over and actually sing to some of the music we've been writing.
Quinn remembered Bert from his bands, and so we decided to give him a call.
I had heard that Brandon, Jeff, and Quinn were looking for a singer. I was going to call them on a Sunday, I remember, and that night I got a call from Brandon.
Oh my God, he's talking to Bert. Oh my God, he's talking to Bert.
He came out, checked out our songs, and liked it. We all hung out, and then we had him write to Maybe Memories.
And then I took it home and wrote the lyrics and the melody to the song.
Bert came down the next day and recorded like the demo version of Maybe Memories.
When Bert came in, he just completely blew us away, and it fits so good. And
I think it was just magic. I just fit. It was just perfect. It was like everything we were missing, everything we needed.
Quinn ended up giving me a ride up to my parents' house. It was a beautiful night. I remember the moon was out, and there was something different about this person that I'd met, and I knew that we were going to write beautifully together.
We made a tape, and I remember driving around just day and night listening to that tape, and just driving up into the mountains, up above our valley.
It was really amazing to hang out with guys that were just so laid back and wanted to be in a band on the road so badly, as bad as I had wanted. I was just coming out of a crazy, crazy time in my life. I was using a lot of drugs at the time. I got in some trouble. I went to jail and staying in like a garage and staying up for days and days and days. And that's just like how things were at the time. I give a fuck less about music. And then, finally when I realized that music was the only thing that really mattered to me, that's when I hooked up with these guys.
There's only a small handful of bands where we're from. It's a real conservative area, and you know, you don't really have anywhere to play.
We can't play shows. It's just not going to happen. Let's just write and see what happens.
We didn't really have anything, you know. All we had was the band. We didn't have money. We didn't have, you know, a lot of friends. We just kind of had the music, and we kind of had this dream.
Bert lived with me, and we shared a bedroom at my parents' house, and we both, like, neither of us had jobs, and so we'd like wake up and we'd hitch a ride over to Brandon's house.
And I opened boxes at a department store.
For a while, I know Brandon was crashing at like a used car dealership, and like, you know, sleeping like on the floor, and like I'd like lived out of my backpack,
Sneaking into movies, fucking, you know, stealing food, you know, bumming for change.
My whole day would be based around just practicing and just recording and writing new songs.
Yeah, this is our house. This is where the whole used thing started. This is where all of our songs were written, and it all happened. Used to practice right here. This is where the BR8 sat, and we recorded all the songs that got us signed. This is where we got a lot of blowjobs. There was a goddamn bat right there. Bert was singing, had the mic stand. Quinn came in and grabbed it with a shirt and saved us all. Saved us all. Jeff and I would have to mow.
Play croquet and frisbee and stuff.
We played croquet a few times. We never played frisbee.
I'm just trying to make it sound like we had fun.
Jeff.
I'm sorry.
Like, things happened the way they were supposed to happen. Like, this band got started when it was supposed to get started, and it's just like the right place at the right time, maybe, but I think that a lot of these things happen for a reason. We kept sending these songs to the singer of Goldfinger. His name's John Feldman.
I'd become friends with John, and when he started producing bands, he gave me his email address.
You know, I just remember thinking how nice these guys were, because I knew they were fans of my band at the time.
When we had like 2 songs done, we emailed him.
But in my mind, I didn't really think that anything was going to come of that.
The first time I heard Box Full of Sharp Objects, it sent me an MP3, right? And I mean, it was like maybe a 4-track, maybe even a Ghetto Blaster record, just kind of playing the song. I mean, really just raw.
He sent us an email that said, "Send more, I like it." And we're like, "What?" So like, wow, okay. So we sent him a whole bunch, and he's like, I really like these songs, you guys.
I knew this band had something that nobody else had, you know? And in my heart, I mean, I played it for people, and not everyone got it because it was so raw, but I just knew that this band could just change what's going on with music, you know? And that's what I want to do. I want to work with bands that can change the world.
The next morning, he called me from Norway, and it was like 6 in the morning, and he's just like, "Dude, I just got these songs. They're fucking great." And we were freaking out. I called Quinn and like woke him up.
I remember getting that call at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he was crying. I'm like, okay, something happened. Something definitely happened. I'm like, dude, what's going on?
He wrote us back the next day and told us he was going to take us out on tour with Goldfinger for a little bit. He was going to fly us up to LA and record a demo for us. We were all kind of out of our minds at that point. I remember Quinn coming in and just freaking out like I thought someone had died or something.
We were like, holy shit, like, what? Like, this can't be happening.
We were so excited, you know, because that was the biggest thing that had happened to anybody in our hometown, you know. No bands had broken from there at all.
It was like everything every band's ever tried for, but it worked. We didn't even try that hard, and it's really crazy.
I remember the first time we went out to Feldman's house. I was kind of just in shock. I had no idea what to really expect. I couldn't believe it was happening to us, for one, and another is I really couldn't believe that it was all going so smoothly, and this, you know, this could be it for us.
Seeing these guys coming out of this town, never leaving like Orm, never leaving, you know, the state of Utah, and coming to California for the first time, and being so humble and so grateful that they have a shot at making their dreams come true. You know, that kind of stuff I don't see a lot living in LA, and especially a lot of the bands I've worked with, it's just take it for granted. These guys never took it for granted.
The first time we went out to LA to record the demo, it was Halloween night, and we
We all got crazy.
Yeah, Jeff could have.
It was just like a world that I wasn't a part of, and I wanted to be a part of so bad, you know, and I just couldn't imagine how it really felt to be where he was, you know. I couldn't really even put myself in his shoes. Feldman is just willing to try anything, and that's honestly how he is. He's amazing, and he knows exactly what he's doing.
They never once said, I'm not going to try this. They were always so willing to try anything, you know? And I mean, I'm going to throw any ideas at him.
John's got some good ideas for some noise stuff.
Every new idea, from bringing out a dildo for some noise in one song or bringing out a leaf blower, you know?
We're fucking bringing in blenders and drills and a dildo, and it's on Maybe Memories, like the beginning of Maybe Memories is like this feedback with this dildo on the pickup, just like humming against it, like.
John Feldman is the most amazing person that I've met in such a long time. He just really gets it. He really understands music, and he realized that this really was all we wanted and all we ever dreamed of. And these weren't just words.
We stayed up all night. We drove up the coast to Zuma Beach, just listening to it over and over, like full volume in my car. We all went in the ocean and just like stayed up at like 6 in the morning. So we were just like, we knew we had something really special. The first person I played it for didn't get it. And it was so discouraging because I knew that this was unheard music, you know? And then, you know, all of a sudden it was on.
Seems like you better have said.
Paul and I went to John's house. We heard the songs. We were fucking blown away by the songs. And
hung out with the band.
They're you know, they look like rock stars, but they also were like the most down-to-earth, coolest guys in the world.
Yeah.
Paul Gomez actually called me on the phone one day and said, hey dude, you know, you got to check this out. Something I think it's right in your zone. I think you're really going to dig this. And basically, he played me over the cell phone in his car, like 3 songs. And it was immediate, like I'm all, dude, how do we get him in here?
All of a sudden someone else got the CD, and it was just like, all of a sudden there was like, you know, 5 or 6 record labels, and we're doing all these showcases.
And then the next thing we knew, it was just like a whirlwind. We had all these labels that wanted to sign us. It was like this big, huge hype got started somehow, and like people talking about The Used.
And I just see Bert walking, the president, the owners of these record labels, throwing up at their fucking feet.
Jeff proceeded to take his shoes off and rifle them at the A&R people. One of the guys said, when you go to see a band, you get hit with a shoe, they bleed and throw up. I don't think I've ever been to see
I'm in.
I'm in.
And I'm just like, this is it. This is. No one could ask for anything. Anyone that works in music as an engineer, producer, couldn't ask for anything more than this.
It was undeniable. It was like, these things are not hard for me. The decisions, you know, to sign something, it's like, it moves me or it doesn't. And this one absolutely moved me. It sounded very compelling.
And it wasn't about money or the deal or anything else. It was about, number one, kids hearing the music and having enough money to feed themselves.
To be able to eat.
To be able to eat. I mean, they didn't have money to eat. They're on, you know, they're on food stamps.
You know, it wasn't until we met Warner and the people at Reprise that we really, you know, it really stuck with us. We just said, fuck it, let's do this.
It kind of happened so quickly from
So much stuff happening in just such a short time. It was like so overwhelming.
We started the record and we were doing it all in John Feldman's house in Marina del Rey, California. And it was awesome. We were having so much fun. And we did the whole record in like 6 weeks or something, I think.
You know, our real lives are on that CD. That are, you know, it's there. Like, I mean, that's our lives, and it's not like this big joke.
You guys are really, really good. The best band I've ever heard in my life. Let me finish this record, okay?
The truth is that we really do love these songs that we've written, and we really do enjoy music just as much as anyone else on this planet.
It was so unbelievable to see how these guys work together, you know?
John was really great at bringing out the best in each one of them, and he really knows the strengths of the band and how to bring them out.
They were really willing to let us do what we wanted to do on our record and make the kind of record that we wanted to make.
Every guy in the band would just sit in the room no matter what was going on. Like when Brandon was tracking drums, the rest of the guys would just be on the floor, just supporting him for every fill, every hit. You know, same with Bert. Bert would be singing and, you know, Bert's screaming like a garbage can by the microphone because he's gonna throw up because he's screaming so fucking hard. And all the guys in the room are just there just cheering him on, and that shit just doesn't happen. You know, bands are like, when do I need to be there, you know? I just want to get my parts done and go out to wherever, you know? But these guys are just 100% for each other.
John is the most amazing producer and amazing friend that any of us can have, and amazing human being that I wish everybody on earth could meet at least once, just to have someone like that brighten up their life.
He definitely made us feel right at home around him.
2 a.m, you know, these guys are, we gotta track this, like, it's time. We gotta track the middle for Greener with the Scenery. And I was kind of like, what are we gonna do here? I didn't really know. It was really ambiguous, you know. And next thing you know, they took like every pot out of my kitchen, threw it on the ground. They had all these fucking like shoes and everything they could find, like these boxes and all this trash. And Bert's screaming in the corner with the mic on the other side of the room, and they're just throwing stuff as hard as they can at Bert. Because I don't want there to be rules making records, you know. I want to be able to do anything. And in the end, it's like, you know, it's a democracy. I mean, whatever the guy, you know, whatever we all vote is the best sounding thing wins.
But whatever you want, okay? I'll do anything you say, okay? You guys have the control. It's your band, and I'll just push the buttons here, and I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
Thanks. That's the attitude you know, I mean, is that hard to ask? Like, that's the question you need to ask yourself. I mean, it's 2 hardworking hands, like, in this world just trying to make something.
Yeah.
This record's really going to show that, like, we knew what we were doing when we chose you.
We wanted to give somebody else a chance, too.
John says, let's go into the car and listen to what we've done so far. So they turn it on really loud, and it was the first time I was hearing stuff from the record, you know, rough mixed. And it was like amazing. I literally remember I screamed in the car. I was like, this is just it's unbelievable. I'm so shocked. I'm not shocked, you know, but I am shocked. This stuff is really, really good.
While we were recording the record, there just became a point where our producer, John Feldman, was kind of wanting to get out of Los Angeles, more or less to take a break originally. And he just thought it'd be fun if we could use that as an excuse to get our label to pay for us to go somewhere.
So I said, listen, you're doing fine so far, so if that's what you guys want to do, go have a field day.
He ended up lining it up for us to go to London, and we couldn't believe it.
Top of the world, sitting here.
And I was a little bit like, do they need to go here to do this or whatever? And I'm like, oh, is it going to change anything? And I'm like, well, we'll see what happens when the results come in.
What do I know?
And then they hooked us up at the Olympic Studios out there, which is just like this famous studio. It's incredible. The Beatles have recorded there. Led Zeppelin, I believe,
Jimi
recorded
Hendrix,
there.
Stones.
Right, cheerio.
We were able to record all of the string arrangements on the record there. We did percussion. We did all the piano you hear on the record there.
I remember just waking up. Bert and Quinn were already in this, like, you know, area just writing.
They basically recorded Blue and Yellow, On My Own, and Noise and Kisses. Which to me is like, it's the trifecta. You know, it's like, how can you ask for more than that?
Going to London was so fucking incredible. I can't even begin to say what it means to me in my heart and all the memories that I will keep with me for the rest of my life.
And while we were out there, it was Bert's birthday.
Hey Bert, I think you got a friend here to see you for your birthday.
At first, I had no idea what was going on. I really didn't at first. I just thought that she was coming in to disturb the tracks. I was like, I'm in here. I'm recording. Like, what's going on?
Your friends here tell me you like big tits. So try these ones aside, know what they do. Here's a jolly good fellow, here's a jolly good fellow, here's a jolly good fellow.
It made me really, really embarrassed. She's humping my face, and oh God, I can't even talk about it.
Oh God! Oh. Yeah.
To this day, I'll never forget a birthday present that I got when I was 20 years old in in London.
The record's pretty much done. Jeff and I are going home in a minute. And Quinn and Bert are going home in a couple days. They're gonna chill for a little bit. We're going home. It's done.
You know, you have in your mind what you think the record's going to be and what your expectations are, and they far exceeded my expectations. They really delivered, I think, a really amazing, versatile album. Shows a lot of different sides of the band.
They were just being themselves.
They're being themselves.
And that's the way they still are, I think.
Yeah, they just, it wasn't about the label, it wasn't about anything that came around them. It's always been about one thing, and it's their music.
To capture that kind of stuff, it has to be magical. It can't just be like, okay, you have to, there's nothing mechanical about it, it has to be magic. And this band has it.
Our first video was for a box full of sharp objects, and that one was kind of like not a real video. We didn't go to a video shoot. John Feldman just put it all together on his handheld, and it was a bunch of shots of us live and kind of just goofing off, which is really cool, and it just kind of came out that way. Finished up the record around the end of February, hit the road in March, and it's just been crazy times since then.
Yesterday we were stranded because our car blew up. And that same tire blew up. Today we're stranded because the tire blew up.
There's a big challenge, I think, for like a band like us, because before we got our record contract, we'd never really had the opportunity to go on long tours or or anything like that. So I think from not doing any touring and then going straight into touring, and this being your life, there's a lot that changes.
Almost always pick the best time to drop the worst lines.
I think just kind of trying to maintain a balance, some days I wake up and I feel like I'm in unfamiliar territory and it freaks me out, but and then the next day I wake up in unfamiliar territory and I'm just so stoked to be out of my house.
Committed a game to play your game and let myself.
There's a party down at the Cobain residence. Bring a needle, I got the gun.
Oh my God, fucking badass. I guess it's okay, I feel the day away. I guess it's better you trapped yourself in your own way.
Fuck Patrick Swayze!
Hi Mom, hi Dad, I'm at Graceland.
Okay, we're at the lovely Warped Tour. It's time out right now. Let's see, it's closing time. Anyways, we've been on the tour for about this long, and we sleep there.
So we went from Warped Tour straight over to Ozfest and then kept touring.
Welcome to the Used on Tour. There's Quinn, he just ate.
So you want some smoke?
There's Brandon doing what he does. And Bert, trying to keep the fuck out of his business.
Get the fuck out of me.
Bam!
This band is really one of those bands. It's a total band. They have a great lead singer. They also have a great, lead guitar player, lead bassist, lead drummer. They're all in their own right. Really good musicians.
I'm trying to sell CDs. You guys want to buy CDs? Have you ever heard this, guys? No. Listen to it. It's awesome.
And then when we decided to do a real video, we kind of came up with the concept ourselves. Everyone had their own idea what the video should look like. It was really weird for me because it was our very first time on a video shoot and dealing with the director or dealing with extras. It's really fun.
How you guys like working with the Used?
They're all right, I mean, this guy right here is a little difficult to work with, but,
And the Malloys were great, man, for the Taste of Ink. They had us busting our asses all day long. We just did performance shots all day long, I think for like 8 hours of jumping up and down.
We got a show tomorrow.
Yeah, we show it tomorrow, man. Today.
Oh wait, today. How many hours is that?
A couple hours.
Yeah. 3 hours, 5 hours?
5 hours.
We gotta go play my drums on stage.
That's hardcore, and they have to fly too.
Used is this fucking badass motherfucking band that fucking will like blow your ass away. You just listen to their fucking music and they just blow you away. Like they're just like, I can't put into words how fucking good they are and how much I really fucking appreciate their music.
They're sexy. Everything about it. And I want to make love to them. I need to go into that show. And so in order to get in that show, Bert's gonna puke on me. That's what's gonna happen. Here I am. In my hand.
It's worth my time, whatever that means.
Stay with me, 'cause I need it right now. Let me see your insides. Light me up, 'cause I'd rather stop now if you won't open up.
They're real kids. There's no like air or anything about them. They're themselves, and I think that translates in their music and in their personality and in their live show. And I think that's why they, so many people have gravitated towards them, is because they're just real human beings.
You get out there and on the song like Box Full of Sharp Objects, we had 500 capacity, 500 kids were singing the song with them. When they started, I was blown away. I didn't think I could get any better. But every day, never fails. They bring it up one more level, and I get chills.
Hi, Bert from Muse. This is Brandon from Muse.
Oh my God, he's talking to Bert. Oh my God, he's talking to Bert. Oh my God, he's talking to Bert.
I don't.
Oh my God, he's talking to Bert.
Bert wants to know if you want to go tanning.
The next video we shot for Buried Myself Alive was a lot different because we had the directors come up with the concept themselves.
We had like bunch of ideas, but none of them were completely right. That was the thing. And then we saw them live, and then it all came together. Because these guys just, they absolutely kick ass.
Working with Arnie and Kinski was rad. They were just so into it, and they were so pumped, and they were like screaming at us like, yes, come on! We were all a little bit more ready to go onto the set. We knew what it was all about.
Each little vignette we had was just so, I was dunked in this tank of water that honestly was so scary.
So I can shut you out and let you go away for a long time. I guess it's okay.
Hey everybody, it's Loveline. Bert and Brandon are here from the Used, and it's refreshing to see a guy who's under 60 named Bert.
You don't have to hold it to the mic, actually.
It'd be good if you hit it onto the mic.
I actually peed all over my pants today during this photo shoot.
Thanks,
Every moment of this, so here we are, we're in Japan, and I'll savor every moment of this.
When I was in Japan with them, Bert was, came off stage and he was virtually emaciated, just done, and the crowd went crazy and they drug him off the floor and he went back on like he was fresh.
Run Germany, goddammit!
Oh yeah.
The biggest rush of me being on stage is when we first walk out and I hear the crowd just roar. There's definitely moments when I tend to like disappear and I get lost somewhere, and I don't know if it's within the song, but I'll almost wake up again and I'll be like, where was I there? Where was I for a second? How much time has passed? It feels like an eternity has passed, but it's only been, 2 bars of music. It's been, it's been 8 seconds, but it feels like I've been asleep for an hour, or I've been in a dream, and I think it is kind of surreal.
Well, hello everyone at home. Mom, Dad, everyone. We're gonna be playing on the stage in about an hour.
About to have a really great time in about 5 minutes.
I want kids to look at us like flavor of the week, this big hyped up band. I mean, we've had a lot of support from radio and like MTV, and there's been a lot of attraction to our band, but I want kids to really realize that we're the kids walking down the street with holes in our pockets and holes in our shoes.
I don't think that anyone in our place has ever fit in. We are the outcasts. We are the ones that are different. We're the ones that never got along with anyone else. We're the ones that always went back to our rooms and put on our headphones and listened to those records that made us happy.
That's the best one of my life. Awesome. We went to Star Wars, but I was there.
You just played this whole big stadium. What are you gonna do next?
Get on a fucking airplane.
Our band's really grown a lot on the road and matured and gotten stronger and tighter as friends and family, and it's been really good for us. We've had a good time.
We're gonna go eat, man. We're fucking starving, so...
I have to say this band's amazing, and I would do anything for these guys. Anything these guys needed, I'd be there for.
I work with them as an A&R person and as a businessman, but I go out there and watch that band play, and every single time I have the best time. It's a blast. I'm just a huge fan of what they do.
I basically got into them before all the hype and stuff because my sisters got me into them. They've been like one of my favorite bands ever since I heard Boxer Shop Projects.
They're an amazing band, and
they are incredibly talented.
And I'm really excited to see tonight. Stop talking, I'm talking.
We started out with 5 or 6 kids at every show, and it just continued to grow and grow and grow.
It's been great to watch them grow. They've gone from being an opening band on the Warped Tour last year, 1 year ago, to being a headliner this year.
These kids will sign every last autograph. They'll see every last fan. I've never worked with a band that gave so much of a shit about their fans and basically cared about every single person that cared about them and their music, and it's refreshing.
I love you, Bert, and Quinn, and Jeff and Brandon. I love all of you.
They seem more real than all the rest of the bands, so I like them more, because all the rest of the bands kind of suck out there,
Their fans are very dedicated, they sing along to all the words. It's really awesome to watch.
Not enough to feed the hungry. I'm tired and I felt it for a while now. This sea of lonely, the taste of pink is getting old. It's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. Each day gets more random like the last day. Still I can see coming.
It's a beautiful audience tonight in Los Angeles.
Now that I'm out here, now that I'm playing a show almost every day, it's really so much more fun than I ever could have imagined. I mean, don't ever let anyone tell you that it's not all fun and games, because it really is. It's like welcome home, motherfuckers. It was awesome.
I'm rocking out, yeah! It was great. It was a fun show. Just a bass player.
Just a bass player.
Probably going to finish touring in September, October of this year, and they're gonna start writing and recording their new record before the end of the year. And 2004, the next Used record will come out, so it's gonna fucking rip.
I mean, I'm out there. I'm gonna support these guys till I die.
Dude, you made this a year ago now.
Goodbye to you! Goodbye to you! I'm taking up my time. Goodbye to you! Goodbye to you!
To be here now and to see what's happened, to see where all the places that we've been and things that we've gone through, it really makes me proud of some of the things that I've really stuck to.
I can't really begin to express how grateful I am that I met these guys when I did, and that we have just really pushed it and worked hard to be the band that we are now. And there's a lot of great things yet to come from this band, I'm sure of it.
There's nothing we've done that every single kid that plays an instrument that watches this DVD, there's nothing we've done that they couldn't do, you know what I mean? As long as you stick with it and do what you love and fuck everything else and really stay focused. And it's just, there's nothing really different between us and other people, and hopefully that can inspire people to aim and try that much harder for their goals, because we did, and we pushed it, and when everyone around us told us no and that it was impossible, we pushed it even more, and now here we are. Coolest fucking thing we've ever seen. No, thank you though.
Thank you.
Say thank you. Thank you, dude.
Toured with Goldfinger for a while, and
your hair smells so good.
I'm high as fuck now.